This is a traditional dissection table. Upon this, a cadaver would be placed. That's the body of a person who's donated themselves to medical science in order to allow the teaching of medical students and postgraduate students. They would dissect the body stage by stage to explore all the structures and learn their anatomy. We still use this to an extent, but we're also lucky enough to have tools such as this Anatomage Table today. You can see on here we've got a volume rendered person created from multiple CT scans that have been put together in order to allow us to perform virtual dissection. Starting from the top layer, this is not a photo but actually an artist's digitally rendered impression of a person, so that you can start exactly as you would do with traditional dissection at the top layer, the skin. The beauty of this table is that it allows us to peel away layer by layer and to explore the anatomy, which is what I'm going to do now. So you can see here that we have an image with two combined aspects. One is these cartoon-style segmented vessels, blood vessels here, which form a simplified image for us. And also we've got the more detailed CT data associated with that. I'm going to cut away now to the simplest form of imaging which the table allows us to see, which is good for exploring the anatomical structures and the organs of the body. So here we've got the thorax and the abdominal cavity. This is created again from multiple CT scans, but this time stylized into this digital image with which we can interact. And if again we want to look at that in more detail, we can zoom in. And we can take a cross-section through using this virtual scalpel. Should I take a section? The beauty of this is that we can interact in a touchscreen style with the anatomy, to rotate it, flip it around. And this view is the kind that you just wouldn't get with traditional cadaveric dissection, because obviously you're limited to exploring from the front through to the back of the body or vice versa. So as well as teaching and learning anatomy, this table allows us to load up the individual CT data from patients, perhaps while planning an operation, and explore that so that we can plan their operation in a bit more detail. You can see here I've got this CT data of an individual patient loaded up. This patient had actually suffered with an abdominal aortic aneurysm. That's a swelling of the main blood vessel of the body, which has been treated, you can see here, with a stent graft, a tube that's been placed in via the arteries at the top of their legs. You can redo these demonstrations over and over again so each student can have their turn. And what they can really see is how different structures relate to each other, potentially in a more clear way than when exploring a human body.